Hey guys, this is Ben from bensrpgpile.com, and today we're going to show you how to make a mini. So D&D miniatures, one of my favorite things from Wizards of the Coast. I collected them since they came out in 2003 with Harbinger, and they had a little bit of a dry spell, right? So the last one they did was Savage Encounters, and that came out in 2009, November 2009. And then the next set isn't coming out, Lords of Madness, until August 2010. That's 9 months. That's a long time for a guy who loves miniatures. So a buddy at work had this phenomenal idea where he said, hey, let's buy some Mage Knight miniatures, which used to be made by WizKids, and let's take them off their bases, rebase them, and you play with them. And I thought, dude, you're crazy. That'll never work. Lo and behold, he was 1,000,000% right, and I'm going to show you how we do it. So, right, these are two very popular minis, right? You got your classic skeleton, right, and Azer Raider, which I love. Okay, so here's what the D&D miniatures look like. Now here's how you can make a Mage Knight miniature out of it. So there's your skeleton, right? Kapow. First thing you got to do, you got to get a whole bunch of Mage Knight miniatures, right? You can get them on eBay. You can get like 400 for like 50, 60 bucks. Okay, I bought like 1,000 so far. For not that much money. Okay, so you get your miniatures, right? Next thing you got to do is you got to debase those suckers, right? So got to take them off those ugly bases, right? Right, so okay. So what you do is you use a towel, right? And you use a X-Acto knife, like so, and you use that towel, and then you just slide the knife underneath the feet, and it'll come right off. Use the towel though, because take it from a guy who's gouged his hand 100 times. Towel will save you. Okay, save it from lots of cuts. Okay, so you debase the mini, right? Kapow. There's our debased mini. Okay, now you got to put it on a new base, right? No problem. There's a base right there. Okay, then you got to paint that base, right? I used Games Workshop paint, and after you paint it, it'll look good, right? Kapow. There's the painted. See the skulls on there? Okay. After you paint it, you got to glue them down, right? There's two great glues to use. Crazy glue. There's a stick, and this stuff dots on, like so. See that? Fantastic. And then this is a brush kind. They work so good, you guys. Okay. So after you glue them on there, now you're going to paint them. And then you paint them like I showed you with the skull colors. And you can paint different options. Here's like a rock. This is just two dry brush colors. If I can paint, anybody can paint, by the way. So then you've glued them down, you painted them. Now you got to flock them. Okay, to flock them, like this guy. See the flock on there? Right? To flock them, there's tons of different flock to choose from. Right? You've got all these different kinds of flock. Right? Look at that. Endless supply. Right? Boom. Boom, boom. Skullcrafts. Gale Force 9. All sorts of stuff. Look at all this. Right? Like so. Okay? You get the big stuff. Right? Train, I get that at Train Store. Okay? So there's all your flocks, right? So basically what you do is I love these containers because what you do is you just take the miniature and you just, after you put this glue on, this PVA glue, two types, Games Workshop, love it. Right? There's also the Skullcrafts glue that works good too. You put that on with a toothpick, right? I use toothpicks to spread it on, and then all you got to do is you just dunk the miniature in the PVA glue miniature in here, right? And then you just tap him off, and he's done. Okay? Gets a little messy. So after you flock them, you're basically going to, you'll see they have these 3 different color schemes on there, right? They've got, you'll see the little yellow on them, right? See that yellow banner thing on there? So they have yellow, red, and blue. And what you can do is you can just take a Sharpie and you can just cover that up. You can cover that goofy stuff up, and then you don't have to worry about those colors. But it's really easy. You just dot it with a marker and you cover, or you can use regular paint and paint it over. So after you flock it and you've sharpied all that stuff off, glued it down, rebased it, I use a matte sealer. Okay, let me show it this way. This is a Armory Clear Matte Sealer. It's real sticky. It helps keep that flock from shedding off. And some's going to shed off regardless, but that's just the way it goes. Okay, so after you do that, here's all the cool minis you'll have. So here's that Azerator, right? Here's my Azerator with Mage Knight. And again, Wizards, I'm desperately just buying time. Please release more sets. There you go. And we use these guys in Lava and a Cup of Java, which is our D&D from scratch delve we ran at Phoenix Comic Con, and these guys were in the Lava River, and people loved them. Okay, so there's those guys. Right, here's our skeletons again that I made, and there's your old D&D skeleton. Right, pretty big difference. Okay. There's also Dark Sun's coming out, right? So look at all the cool Dark Sun miniatures that you guys can make, right? We've got some killer modules coming up, right? There's the old Blood. I think that's the Game Day module. Here's the Encounters module, right? Dark Sun Fury of the Wastewalker. Awesome. Can't wait to play that campaign. I listened to the Penny Arcade podcast, loved it. But see, look at all the possibilities for Dark Sun. Right? These are all guys that you could use in there pretty easy. Right? And these are guys I just debased. Right? Like, I mean, that's just perfect for Dark Sun, right? The whole Arab sand thing? Come on. Right. Pretty neat, huh? Okay. So I'll show you some other kinds we got there. Okay, slide those off, make a mess. Here are different orcs, right? Like so. There's a whole orc squadron. Whoa. Right, who cares? Flock falls off, big deal. Just spray again. Right? Look at that, those guys are awesome. Right? Guy throwing a spear. Sword. Look at that dude covered in a whole wolf head and everything. So cool. Okay. After that, here are some goblins. Right? Fantastic. Right? Those are all goblins you could do. Pretty cool. Some may be a little cartoony. That's okay. There's lots of Mage Knight minis that aren't the greatest. You got to pick and choose, right? And here are some singles. That's okay, that's the fun of it, right? Nuns, can't go wrong with nuns. Witches, two-headed dude. Look at that troll. Are you kidding me? Awesome. Worm. And then the best part is you can be able to make monsters with Wizard's Monster Builder and name the monsters and give them your own stats. And there's a witch. And all sorts of cool stuff. There's a dwarf engineer right there, right? Another guy. That crazy dude, right? Got your changeling right there. Awesome. And I bought batches and I bought singles, right? So, oh, and look, see, sometimes the glue, they just come right off. No problem. I'll just re-glue them. Big deal. Right? A dwarf right there. Right? So there it is, guys. That's how you can make your own minis and survive this slow, long break between sets. So, Wizards, you can see how desperate I am. Hopefully you're going to put out this next set and then keep going, because I love your miniatures, but I just got to have them. So sometimes you got to get creative and do what you got to do. Catch us out on Twitter. Download our video podcast. Catch our weekly blog every week. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll put out a how-to video on this one just like we did Dungeon Tile. So there it is. Take it easy.